I wish all the best for this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your such an inspiring words and motivating our today's researcher for this event. Now I would like to invite IQSC, BAF and BBI coordinator Kalpana Jadhav, ma'am, to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, sir. Ma'am.
A very good morning and warm welcome to our erudite resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, in charge principal Dr. Madhuri Nandanwar, my co-HODs, Rohini Valavande ma'am, Anju ma'am, research committee chairperson Pratima Pawar, my dear colleagues, and all the esteemed researchers on the virtual platform. I am Assistant Professor Kalpana Jadhav, IQAC, BAF, and BBI coordinator of Mata Shri Kashiben Motilal Patel Senior College of Commerce and Science. It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome our distinguished resource person for today's one-day research conference. His expertise and wealth of knowledge makes him a valuable asset to our conference. Our esteemed resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, has an impressive background and he has made significant contribution to the field through his research publication and practical applications. Sir is MCOM in accounts, MBA in finance, PhD in financial management. Sir has 25 years of experience as a chief manager at MMTC Limited, a Government of India enterprise. Sir has 22 years of experience as visiting faculty in various colleges. Sir has been appointed as a member of Board of Studies in Commerce for 3 years at CKT Arts, Commerce and Science College, Panvel. Sir is having life membership at All India Commerce Association and Maharashtra State Commerce Teachers Association. Sir has guided 25 students of YCMOU for MBA project. Currently, Sir is pursuing LLB 3 years course at TMP's Lokmanya Tilak College, Kharghar. Sir is having long list of research publication and has published various research papers on state, national and international level. Last but not the least, one of the joint research papers was declared as the best research paper in presentation in the International Conference on Challenges and Opportunities in Digitization in 21st Century, duly organized by Sri Balaji Society's Balaji College of Art, Commerce and Science. So, today we have the privilege of benefiting from his insights and experience as he will share his expertise with us. His presence add immense value to our today's one-day conference. We are confident that his guidance will inspire and enlighten all of us. So I request everyone to join me in extending a warm welcome to our erudite resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, sir. Welcome, sir. Dr. Sanjay, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Please go ahead.
Sir, welcome. So, in presence of our honorable resource person, we will proceed further our today's event. Thank you so much. Welcome, sir. So, you are not audible.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful introduction and letting us know more about our resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, sir. Once again, I would like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So now let's begin with our technical session. So before going to start with our technical session, let me give you an overview of our today's schedule and the list of the researchers who is going to present in the sequence. So firstly, the first speaker of our today's presenter will be Assistant Professor Sakshi Chandak ma'am, followed by Assistant Professor Surendra Nadar sir. The third one will be Assistant Professor Padma Patil ma'am. The fourth one will be Assistant Professor Jacinta Nadar ma'am, followed by Assistant Professor Somya Nair ma'am, and last but not the least, Assistant Professor Swapnil Savgekar sir. I request all the participants to keep ready your PPTs for presenting your papers. Okay. So before starting with the presentation, let me give you a rules. Let me tell you the rules of today's session. So total time limit will be 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you have to present your paper, and two warning bells will be given. The one bell once the 3 minutes completed, and the second warning bell, that is the last warning bell, once the 5 minutes is completed. I hope you're clear with the rules. These are the two rules. Okay. Anyone having any doubts in this rule? Okay. With the permission of a resource person, uh, shall we start the presenting paper? Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Uh,
Yes, madam. Please proceed
shall
with
we
research
start?
paper. Yes, madam. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So I welcome our first researcher to present her paper. That is Assistant Professor Sakshi Chandak ma'am.
Hello,
Yes.
am I
Hello, ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Yes, a very good
Okay.
morning to one and all present here. I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, madam. Yes.
yes. So I'm very honored to have had this opportunity to make a research paper on NEP 2020. This is one area that really excites me because this is something that I see our country's future is based on. One such subject under NEP 2020 was effective presentation skills. This subject was introduced in a lot of colleges this year, and I tried to understand the students' perception on this particular subject and how the subject would help us go ahead and proceed and align with the goals of NEP 2020. So, as you could see in my abstract, I have tried to understand more about the NEP 2020 through the guide given by the MHRD. In that guide, I understood that NEP has been undertaken to ensure that we revolutionize the education system. The government, along with the educators, want to have a skill based education so that every student can get the best and make informed decisions regarding their career and respective futures. This particular research paper aimed to understand the role of NEP in students' overall growth when it comes to hard skills, the technical skills, and also the soft skills. During this paper, I tried to understand the effect and impact of NEP and the effective presentation skills subject through primary and secondary data. And this was done as I'll be discussing further. I'm sure all of us here are aware of what is the national policy, National Education Policy 2020. So I'd go ahead rather into the detail about why it is implemented and what are we looking for when we talk about the NEP 2020. We are having a paradigm shift from the old conventional teaching methodology and the subjects to something which would now be more global in approach as we want to create global citizens. And this would be done from elementary level to higher education level. My prime area of expertise would come in the HEI, which is higher education institutes. The one thing that I really loved about the NEP, which I've highlighted in my introduction, is NEP helps us get the flexibility as institutes and teachers to create the curriculum, which would result in the best outcome for the students. Nobody knows their students best than the faculty and the institute themselves. So having that flexibility really motivates us to create the best course outlines for the students and gives us the flexibility to be more creative in the entire teaching pedagogy. Effective presentation skills, on the other hand, is focused on the soft skills part, which NEP really emphasizes on. And this subject is being taught to undergraduate levels where students learn not only about how to present well, but also about the intricate details about presentations, be it audience evaluation, planning the content, or becoming confident speakers and bringing their knowledge out there. So, in this particular research paper, I did some review of literature through secondary sources, and few things that I found striking I've mentioned over here. One, as per the NEP guide, you have a 360-degree approach, which again reiterates the fact that we are no longer just focusing on theoretical knowledge, but we're also focusing on the application based learning, where students get a complete holistic view of what is to be taught, and they see the improvement not only in the technical aspects but also in the presentation side of things. This would ensure, as given by Kumar Prakashan Singh, that students become more aware, and it is a student centric model which helps you not only get student as job seekers but also a lot of students who would learn about entrepreneurship and they could become job creators too. In this particular research paper, we have two aspects, which is secondary data and primary data. So for secondary data, I have referred some research papers, journals, the NEP 2020 guide. And for the primary data, I could get about 90 students who filled a survey form. And based on that survey form, we could find more analysis. The two objectives for doing this research paper were first to finally understand what this entire NEP 2020 is about and how are we going to implement it, and second to understand students perception towards effective presentation skills, which is a subject under NEP 2020. So these were my findings. If you can see that 34.1 students said that only 18 to 16 to 18 hours were given during the entire course for EPS as a subject, whereas 15% said that they got more than 21 hours. This shows that ideally it is a 60-hour program for the 4 credit subjects, but this being a 2 credit subject, it should at least have had 30 hours. But most of the colleges are not implementing this. We're just completing the course within 16 to 18 hours at max. About 70% students said that they have worked.
Sakshi Chanda ma'am, sorry to disturb you, but your time is up now.
Okay.
But you can complete, ma'am. You can
Uh,
complete your presentation.
yeah, I'll. Sure. Can you see my screen still?
Sorry, ma'am.
Can you see my screen, the findings part?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your presentation, ma'am. Ma'am, we can't see your screen. Hello, Sakshi, ma'am. Are you there? Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Can you
visible.
see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible now.
Yeah, okay. So these were my findings that about 70% students had both theoretical and practical knowledge in the subject, which shows that there was a good blend of both the technical part and how the implementation is to be done. 78% students said that EPS as a subject has helped them gain more confidence, do better audience evaluation, and enhance their communication skills. 61% students said that they could see improvement in their creativity while presenting now. So, this shows that while introducing such subjects, we're actually making a change, bringing a difference. And this is giving a platform to all our students to come forward and try these skills and knowledge in real time audience. Around 87.8% students agreed that the course had practical relevance and it could be reflected in the other subjects too. So this shows how NEP wanted us to integrate the different subjects. This shows that because of EPS as a subject, students are getting the benefit in other subjects and their presentations too. Lastly, the conclusion, I did ask my students one very important question, which is feedback on how we could make EPS as a better subject now. So they said that right now everything is good, but they would want more course time. Secondly, they would want more activities and more information opportunities to present. And lastly, they said that overall they really enjoyed the course and they would want to have such more subjects introduced during the entire course of their curriculum. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Sakshi ma'am, for presenting this paper.
Thank you so much.
So now I would like to welcome our second researcher to present his research paper, Assistant Professor Surendra Nadar sir.
Yeah, good morning, all of you. Thank you so much for giving us this wonderful opportunity. So, my today's title is on overview of implementation of international taxation syllabus in higher education and its impact on students. As we all know, our syllabus has been revised. They are going for an syllabus which is totally on your current career basis. And as we are going for an globalization, today's title will be totally on your globalization, that is international taxation, which will be helpful for the students so that if they are working as an MNC under any kind of opportunities, it will be useful for them. So my title was to what that is an impact on your students, those who are applying for an professional courses, that is CPA, CA, CA, and all. They are what are their perspective that will be seen in here. So, as an introduction, we can see that is introduction to national education policy. That is the first. It was as per an education policy. Last education policy was on 10 plus 2 basis, and now it is in 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is totally we can aware about it as it will be implemented in today's scenario right now. And then it will be our introduction to international taxation, which is totally on your globalization perspective. If your company is an globalized company, and if it is an MNC, multinational companies, though you have to work on your international taxation because each and every government has their own taxations. It will be helpful for our students to globalize, or you can say they can help out for their career basis. Now, tax laws, as you can see, government wise, they are changing. Now we have to implement in our students so that they can cope up with the MNCs. So next is we will be seeing the that is objective of my study is to enhance the study of international taxations. And next is your national education policy, and third will be the most important, that is implementation of this uh, topic, that is international taxation in the syllabus of your higher education, which will be helpful for the students and its impact. Now, the research methodology which I have used, that is a primary data, as I have taken some scenarios, that is uh, questionnaire I have provided to the students, and it was filled, and it was we can see in further slides so that we can analyze it. And there's the next slide we will be going for. And now we have to focus on the phases of NEP. That is totally they have 7 stages. That is foundation phase where we have to follow your foundation cleared. That is government has been totally impacting on this stage, that is foundation stage, so that students can enhance their foundations because most of them. Then is your preparatory, and then is your middle stage. Then is secondary and vocational. You can say higher education, and last one is your continuous professional development, so that students can impact, or you can say it will be, uh, as you can say, it will be helpful for a student. Next is graduation. Like my perspective, my title is on higher education, and higher education has an 4 stages. That is, if I have joined as an UG first year I have joined, and I have left it out my examinations, that will be UG certificate. Then is if I've completed my SY, that is will be a UG diploma, and I have cleared my third year degree. The third year, then I'll be getting an 3 years UG degree certificate, as well as last one be here. Fourth year, which will be useful for the researcher as well, by if someone is going for a master's, that will be helpful for them. So now next is my introduction of your taxation. There is international taxation, double taxation concept, which is if the person is involving some taxation in this country as well as in other countries, then will be the double taxation. We can say double dual time you have to pay the taxes, which will be reduced if the education is provided to the students now. Then as will be your international taxation, that is your transfer pricing, which is also a major role on your international because we are involving in your you can say multiple currencies as well as counter currencies, which will be helpful for our students. Next, I will be going for the interpretation. That is major of the students, those who are involving in this scenario, that will be our all the streams has been taken. There is BSc BFM, as you can see in the scenario, that is BCom, BMS. All the students has been taken, and major of the students wanted to, and they wanted to do some involved research in this, and then next analysis will be the subject which has to be involved in this. It has to be involved or not. That has to be checked. Then there is major of their analysis. Students want their subject in the higher education. Then the last and most important, that is what at what stage the students has to involve in this. Major, I can say 80% to major, then 80 to 90% of students have been selecting, that is SY and TY, so that it will be helpful for their career base in the next year. Then the conclusion, as you can see, NEP itself states that is vocational education is most important, and that is my conclusion as well. It has to be included in your vocational line, or you can say in your current scenario as well, so that students can help up for their career basis. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. So now I would like to welcome our third researcher to present her paper, Assistant Professor Padma Patil, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to all of you. Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, my research topic is transformation and the future of the Indian youth. New Education Policy 2020. That is abstract is new education policy system is play an important role in building of nation, and growth and development is also here because of after the 34 years our Indian government is changing the policy in the education policy, and about the national education policy, explore about the national education policy 2020 and its effect on the stakeholders, and also try to bring awareness and impact of the new education policy, because education is it an important role for the building of nation, economy of nation, and future of the youth also. Introduction. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said that someone of the brightest mind in the country can be found on the last benches of the classroom. That is the aim of our NEP 2020 is to promote flexible education system that is allowed to students to choose their courses and their subjects according to their interests and aptitude. And main motto of the education is that the NEP is that is education is very important, and that is there are four pillar of the NEP is access, assess, equity, quality, and accountability. Because without education, if you are change the education system, the in the mind that is we are change all things in your future. Hello. I think.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Yes, ma'am. So because of slideshow is stop.
Okay, ma'am, no problem.
The screen is visible. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. You
Okay.
please go ahead, madam.
The
Please go.
objectives of my research paper is to understand fundamental elements of the NEP 2020. Second is the understand the basic features and the benefit of the NEP in the higher education. Third is to understand NEP, use of the NEP to increase the Indian economy. I have collected the data from that is primary data and second data. The primary data is I will take an interview of the pre-degree college principals, teachers, and secondary data I have reviewed the different literatures on the Indian education sources. Research next, that is I have reviewed these literatures, different literatures on which is depend on the new education policy. What is the use of NEP in 2020 for the higher education? NEP is draft aim that is utilized to pre-primary education by the 2025 and provide the fundamental. Hello.
Ma'am, 3 minutes is completed.
Yes. Aim of the as per the NEP draft, the aim of the universalize that the pre-primary education by the 2025 and provide the fundamental literacy numeracy that is for all by 2025. The main aim of the NEP, that is new education policy, is to almost the double of the gross enrollment ratio in higher education to the 50% by the year of 2035. Next, what is the benefit of the new education policy? That is, new education policy is comprehensively good frameworks for the elementary education in the higher educational and vocational course that is in the rural and urban area of the India, because rural area that is new education policy they are learning that is all languages they are given in that particular area. Next, new education policy use technology use in the teaching should be developed habit, safe learning, and less dependence on the teacher. It also helps to reflect on their own and doing something new. Okay, 4-year undergraduate programs with the provision to exist their first year with the diploma, after the 2 years with an advanced diploma, after the 3 years with the pass with the degree, and after the 4th year, it is used to first year knowledge for him to do some project. The next, that is a conclusion of that is use of NEP in the Indian government or Indian education system. The conclusion is that the new education policy will give the opportunity to students find the different jobs in the different companies with the good quality and with the confidence. In our country, dependence, government of India is taken a dream to make the education for each and everyone, so that the general citizen can get education at low cost or free of cost in some of situation. Because the stakeholder of the NEP 2020 will get the potential to give the more success of the stakeholder features, because future stakeholder is that is learner and that is students. Without students, we are not, without youth, we are not Indian, we are go directly or execute the words, any words without our learners. The execution and implementation of the new education policy 2020 plans in real ground level will be in actual result. Just wait and watch the good and beneficial outcome of the NEP 2020. The fingerprint of the person remain unchanged during the lifetime of the individual. Next, that is the NEP is 2020 is change of, that is, they have changed the all youth future because they have learned in that particular subject, they are happy. Because all education jo policy, that is they are compulsory subject, they are, suppose they are taking the science subject, they are compulsory take the physics chemistry like that, but they are, I mean, next education policy, they are happy, they are selected particular subject, they are easily do that, that is sports, chemistry like that. Next, that is these are the references that are being used in this research paper. And last, thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Padma, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to welcome our next researcher to present her paper, Assistant Professor Soumya Nair, ma'am. Welcome. Share करो. Good morning, one and all. I'm happy for having this opportunity to present my paper today, research paper. The topic of my paper is NEP leading India to the educational standard of global level. As we know, NEP, that is the new, National Education Policy, has been revised and launched in the year of 2022. The thing was, earlier we had this issue of, the NEP that we had earlier was long back. It was around 3 decades back. So it was high time that we had to uh, update the system. The thing was, we were not able to update this since last 3 decades. Now the requirement for this was that we had to update it and get ahead with the system. Now, as these 3 decades, we have just revised it once, that in the year 1992. It was a long time that we had to update this, and for this, the freedom to deliver a quality education was something that was very much required. And to uphold a competitive edge in this global world, we are aware that the global world is changing fast, as well as with the global technological change as per the standards in the economic and national level. So it was time that we compete with them and we render our students a bright future with a very good education system. That is what my study is all about. Now, there are a few keywords that we'll be repeating in my research paper, that is regarding obviously about the NEP, education, global and policy. Now let's talk about the introduction of our nation and the NEP policy. Our nation is a huge hub of education system. We have more than 10,000 plus universities with 40,000 more higher educational institutions. We are just talking about the higher educational institutions. This is a hub indeed
for the education policy. We do have recent times when we have seen people coming to our nation just for the purpose of having education. Now, this, as we see, the education system that was framed in 1986 was very outdated. Also, this was revised just in 1992. So it's a long time that we get it updated. This new policy was based on the foundational principles or pillars of accessibility, equity, equality, quality, affordability, and accountability. This all made sure that India moves ahead as a global national power, a superpower when it comes to the comparison with the global world. Talking about the literature review, I did my research paper based on secondary data, and certain papers that inspired my this research paper was the report from CNBC TV 18 channel. UGC issued National Educational Policy, a research paper issued by the Time IIM blog, and also certain articles published by the Ketan World School. Now let's talk about the objectives of this research. See, recognizing, identifying, and promoting students' unique skills are something that is very important for everyone in this world. This is what our NEP stands out with. The diverse multiverse educational system has the multidisciplinary, comprehensive, and social scan humanities. Removal of language barrier is something that is very much important and which has been achieved in our systems. The next one is the association with the university for Divyang students. That means the students with some disability, they have been also given equal opportunity along with other people. Now, peer-to-peer education is also something that has been established. Let's talk about the scope. This helps in developing multidisciplinary education, undergraduate programs, multilinguistic programs, virtual labs, universal access for all level of students, starting from primary section to the undergraduate level, life skills, and also our pride in the rootness of the country's values. We have also helped in the multilingual problems. That is, we have also helped them with developing languagistic problems which will enable them to have a good root base with our nation's economy. Talking about the conclusion, as we all know, this system has changed from 10 plus 2 to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system, which is itself a unique system. This has maximum utilization of the retired people who will be helping as research guide lectures. This also helps into strict evaluation and proper system analysis. The theoretical learning is mandatory, but additional skills also made mandatory. Integrated and one-point national library will also be made possible, as this is one of the schemes and objectives of this NFA. Thank you, and this is all that I found from my educational policies research. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much, Somya ma'am. So now I would like to welcome our next researcher to present his paper, Assistant Professor Swapnil sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, am I audible? So good morning, who are the present here. Myself, research scholar, assistant professor, Swapnil Anil Sagwekar, on the behalf of Sri Dombili Mitra Mandals, Mastoshi Kashiben Motilal Patel, Senior College of Commerce and Science, Thakur List. I take this opportunity to present my research paper. My research topic or title is Studies on the Impact of National Education Policy 2020 on Higher Education in the Thane region. My main research objective is to compare the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi education policy, which is established in 1986, with this current national policy 2020 and the find its effect. The abstract of my research paper, the new education policy announced by the government of India was 2020 was a welcoming the change and fresh news during all the negativities surrounding the world due to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic period. So the announcement of NEP 2020 was the purely unexpected for all of us. So the change, the new NEP 2020 has recommended where the something that many educators never saw coming. So through the education policy has impacted the schools and colleges education equally, and these articles mainly focus on the NEP 2020 and the impact of higher education. So this paper also the outline the silent feature of NEP and analysis how they affect the existing education system. And my keywords, the new education policy, higher education, and the COVID-19. So a little bit the introduction. So the national policy of education is the policy formulated by the government of India to promote the education among the Indian people. And the policy covers the elementary education to colleges in the both rural and urban India. So the first NEP was the promulgated by the government of India by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1968, and the second by the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1986, and the third, the new, is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2020. So the next, that is my objective of my study, my research paper. So the prime objective of research is to study the impact of new education policy 2020 on higher education. And the study also the outline the silent feature of NEP analysis, how they affect in the existing education system. And now I'm collected the data on the primary basis. So you see the profile of respondent, the over 80% of the respondents say the national education policy 2020 is a profitable, and the 20% says the previous one, that is a primary Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1986. And you see the my respondent, the count is 73. So let's see the exactly the findings. What is exactly the ratio? Okay, so you see the first question, that is a how many people they know the education policy. So 92.3% says yes, they know, and 7.7% they don't know what is exactly the new education policy. The second one, so it's helpful to the professional career. So 50% student said yes, it's highly helpful, and the 46% student says yes, they are agree, and 3.8% says the useless. Now the next one, that is my question for the student. After completing of education, student will happy with the career options. So 57% student says yes, again 34 point student the maybe, and the 7.7 student says the no. Now the next one, that is a question for the student, the National Education Policy 2022. After completion, the degree improve the students' skill during the working condition. So 80% the students says yes, they strongly agree, and 7.7% says they strongly agree, and 7.3 they disagree, and 3.8% says they are not improved. Now the next one, do you they think the student accept the national education policy? So 65.4% says yes, they agree, and 15.4 again they say strongly they agree of this policy. And let further you see in my the display. Next one, the National Education Policy 2020, the process. Does it help the student enhance their practical knowledge about the subject? So 61.5% says yes, it will enhance their future career, and 30.8% says will not maybe enhance their skill in the future. My conclusion is the policy introduced a whole scope of the change, and read the largely as were progressive document with the form and hold down the current social economic landscape and the prospect of the future uncertainty. So education for the new generation of the learners must essentially engage with the increase in the dematerialization and the digitalization of economic, and which requires a completely new set of the capabilities in the order to able to keep up. So this seems to be even the more vital, and the today's the digitalization and separation automation being the quick by the pandemic, and overall the NEP 2020 address the need to develop the professional in the variety of fields ranging for the agriculture and artificial intelligence. The India needs to be ready for the future. So this is my conclusion for my research. So thank you so much. Before the end, here I end my presentation with my vote of thanks. So first of all, I thank to the Sri Dombili Mitra Mandals, Mato Sri Kashiben Motilal Patel, Senior College of Thakurli East. Especially I thanks to the today's resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraj sir, in charge principal, Dr. Madhuri Nandavan ma'am, my all HODs of this institution, and the chairperson and the member of the research committee, all my faculty members, my respondent, my respondent who gave me the factful the response. Because of him, I was able to complete this research. And last but not least, you all are my audiences. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swapnil sir. So now I would like to invite our resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje sir, to give his valuable guidance to our today's researchers.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning to all. It is audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Audible.
It is audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to all. First of all, I thanks to Sri Domboli Mitra Mandal for inviting me as a research person. I wish all of you the very good success for this conference, and wish you happy new year. Basically, thanks to for this first research conference in this new year on new education policy 2020, and it is a very good topic that selected by the management, that is transforming education for tomorrow, implementing new education policy 2020. The theme is very good, and researcher has submitted a lot of material on this, and they have done a lot of efforts. I congratulate all them for the presenting papers, nicely presented, everybody having good skill of presentation, gathering the knowledges. Some improvisation should be there, and that am going to discuss. Because when you start research paper, writing research paper, your focus should be totally on the research. Basically, the how research passion should go on. That is first important. I think all research paper I request, please focus on your title of the page. Title is very much important because if your entire presentation research paper will depend on the title, what you're going to choose the title. That is more important. Somewhere I have gone through, the title is theme. Somewhere title is elaborated like that. It should be a very impact title that one can understand. Second, when you start the presenting research paper, your time management is most important because and you are going to present which is the most important aspect of the research paper. No need to read an abstract for basically. You have to read something what is important in research paper. Time management, and once this bell is been uh, I think that you have to finish. After that, you should think that I have to give the conclusion of my research paper. That is most important because you have a very short time. You have to complete within the time. I've gone through some important aspect is that you have to explain the research objective and properly. I gone through some research paper with a mixed combination, some primary data, some secondary data. Dear friends, please mention when you are going to make the primary data, you should write a your hypothesis, because without hypothesis you are going to make the or assumption of the your paper, because this is most important. Which your standard you are selected at the primary database or secondary database, you have to write some assumption. There, no one has written that assumption, or there we can say the hypothesis. And when you are don't have hypothesis, then you are going without hypothesis is also one of the impact. I gone through. I can read one by one that the paper presented by Sobe Nair madam. It is a very interesting paper. NEP leading. Now NEP, you are not given abbreviation first. In title, you should not give abbreviation. Write on title. Or you can say that the title should be like the leading Indian educational standard to global system. A case study of N National Education Policy 2020. So it can be like that. She has those titles should be very specific and go for this is a conceptual paper. She has given very good concept about the national education policy. So it is I like this paper, but there should be conclusion should not be in the quantity. It should be in the paragraph. What conclusion, what suggestions are there? That should be you have to maintain. Second, Sakshi madam, she has elaborated aims properly. And again, it is a primary, it is a mixed primary and secondary database paper. Very good paper. Review of literature. Please understood review of literature. It is called the review of related literature. That means which is specific to your study, to your research paper. So review of literature is very big theme. So in future you can add on this. You can improvise review of related literature. And when you're going for the primary data, you can write down the sample size. Who is your sample size? Whom you are going to make the question, and what is the research methodology? Which methodology you are going to accept it? With is a probability method or non-probability method? That is most important. So try to think about this research methodologies. They are written research methodology is the primary data. What primary data? How you are going to question X method, and try to keep most of the questionnaires 5 rating scale. Because once you write on 5 rating scale, 2 3 research has written very properly. Some tables are there, some graphs are there. Before that, you have to write some table. The table should be specific. What question you are going to ask and what is the outcome of the question. So this is most important. Then second, Surendra Nair sir has also given. He has given topic that implementation of international taxation system. Taxation system is most important to learn our students in the accountancy or the commerce or management in the field. So globally, it is accepted. So we have to think about it. It is again a conceptual paper. Some table we require because taxation is the authority that we have to teach our students. Keep in mind some tables we require, and as a review of literature, see one of the review of literature you have written 4 5 names. It should be 2 names. In review of literature, when you are writing bibliography, at least 1 name, it's okay. 2 name, more than 2 name, it is called etal, means others. So no need to write all authors together if there are 7 and 8 authors are there. So like that, you can understand how to write the review of literature. Swapnil Sagwekar is also written very properly. Research methodology has not written. Please write research, elaborate research methodology, which methodology you are using. Then your objectives are okay, your respondents, again, you are not specifying which respondent you are. You are asking student, which of student. degree college like that, you have to elaborate the student. So sample size also plays a very good important role. Yeah, you are using a very good protocol for this. Small research is made whenever you are going to make the presentation. You have to first, thanks to this manager for inviting you, and second, you have to take the permission of research person or research chairperson that I am going to with your permission. Nobody says no, but this is a protocol. Padma Patil has written on education. It's a very flexible education system, nicely elaborated new education policy. Again, it is a primary and secondary data, but again, it is a no sample size and no research methodology. Friends, please keep in mind it is a very good platform that you are given by the college, and you have to present your paper. If you, I'm ready to help you in future. Whatever, if you are going to for higher education, please improve your research paper and try to again elaborate for it in future. I think this is overall research paper. I thanks to Domboli Mitra Mandal and for this college inviting me as a resource person, and looking for the further for any kind of research methodology or like that we can groom our students, we can groom our professors, our teaching and everywhere. And I declare one of the research paper is nearby good. If you made some good improvisation, then it will be a very good paper it is become. So please take more efforts. The paper will become a very good. International taxation also take a better efforts. Your paper will be again. It is a good. Then Surendra sir, try to take it in the higher level. Padma Patil, you can think about a good transformation of future new education policy. It is good for our management students. Sakshi madam, try to get primary, secondary data properly. It is a very good paper, and that your finding conclusion it is acceptable to all. But you more make it more improvisation. Okay, friends, this is my simple conclusion from the students conference. I thank to Matrushi Kashi Motilal Patel College, its management, trustee members, and IC Principal Madhuri Madam for inviting me and given the opportunity to present as a research chairperson, and looking for the future again academic improvisation. Thanks to all. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. Thanks to all. Please go.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Rajmare, sir, for your fruitful guidance to our researchers. Hello, sir.
Well, this is depend on also learning for it. And I want to say thanks to Sylvester because he has given so much good knowledge how to write the research in the future. And I mean, thank you to all of you because all the strategic system. And this is a very good knowledge to us. And it is very helpful to know what is the new education policy we are trying to work in the future. So I'm very glad and I'm very thankful to all of you. Thank you so much, Dr. Singh, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Rajma. Thank you, sir. So, dear researchers, I would like to request you all to give your valuable feedback about our today's seventh one-day conference. Researchers, are you all present?
Hi, this is Farman Nair here. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Sanjay sir, the thing is like whatever you have told, I'll keep it in mind, and I'm happy that you have scrutinized it to this small levels, and you have jotted out all the things that you have told us. I'll keep in mind never to put in abbreviations in my research paper's name, and also I'll keep in mind to abbreviate it more. I mean, to get it more into the process. I'm really thankful that you have given us such a wonderful feedback. Uh, I would love to have you again and help us out in even future endeavors, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Myself, Padma Patil from Ganga College, Ghodbandar Road. I'm very happy to give the some knowledgeable points and important points. Thank you so much, Sanjay sir. I will keep in mind in future to writing the research paper. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for your guidelines because it will be helping for my thesis so that in future I'll be getting more valuable things through this your views. Thank you so much.
Hello, myself, Professor Swapnil Sagvekar. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable guidance. So I will definitely follow this your instruction and improve in my next paper. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
So, any other researcher? GMP, Jamal, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, you can share your feedback.
Um, Good afternoon, good afternoon, and good afternoon, sir. I'm from Government College, from Vice Center. I'm very thankful to all of these friends which you have organized and it's very wonderful to see you here in future. And if it is possible, can you make a group like this to be awareness telling all these things
Hello,
and
sir. You are not
share the
audible
resources in
properly.
the hello, hello,
Yes.
hello,
Hello, sir. You
yes,
are not audible, sir.
hello, hello, are you ready? Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Ma'am, thank you. Ma'am, I'm from Knowledge College, myself Jitin Vista, and thanks
Sir, you are not
to all of
audible
you.
properly.
Okay. Later, we can answer my this my request to tab, and we get the contact number because we want the more guidance in future. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Continue. Thank you so much, all the researcher, for your valuable feedback. Now, I would like to welcome our librarian and research committee chairperson, Mrs. Pratima Pawar, ma'am, to give vote of thanks. A very good afternoon, everyone.
Myself, Mrs. Pratima Pawar, librarian of Matushri Kashiben, Motilal Patel, Senior College of Commerce and Science. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries. All everything comes to an end. Likewise, our one-day conference has also come to an end. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje sir, for giving his precious time from his busy schedule and delivering an informative, fruitful, and inspirational guidance to our today's researchers. I would like to thank our college management, Sri Dombuli Mitra Mandal, and our IC principal, Dr. Madhuri Nandanwar ma'am, for their support and guidance. I would like to thank to our IQAC, BAF and BBI coordinator, Mrs. Kalpana Jadhav ma'am, exam and BSc coordinator, Mrs. Rohini Walwande ma'am, and BMS BCom coordinator, Mrs. Anjupal ma'am for their support. Now I would like to thank our the participants for their immense support, and last but not the least, thanks to our research committee members to our and our college staff. Now I would like to conclude my vote of thanks. Once again, thanks to all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And once again, I would like to thank you, our resource person, Dr. Sanjay Ramraje, sir. Now, dear researcher, the feedback link will be shared in the chat box. I request you all to fill that feedback form. Okay. So you will get your certificates only if you have filled the feedback form. So it's request to all the researcher to kindly fill the feedback form. And thank you so much, all the researchers. Without your research paper, this event won't be so successful. So thank you so much, everyone.
Request.
We will also send the feedback link in our WhatsApp group. So the researcher, you can fill that Google form through WhatsApp. So within 1 hour, you all have to fill the Google form.
TDM.
Thank you so much once again, each one. Thank you. Bye, sir. Have a good day.
गेली का सगळ्यांनी बाहेर तिकडे तिकडे फीडबॅक पण तिकडे लिहतो होते तो सबको लिहतो होते तो सबको नको अरे टॅग चेंज करतो बंद नाही करतो
भेजा हमको दिए सिर्फ एक ही व्यू कर रहे थे 27 मिनट्स का कौन थे वो लोग फिर
मैम आप व्हाट्सएप पे भेजना होगा ना उनको
नहीं इधर भी भेजना है
आप लोग कुछ है ना
हाँ ठीक है ना मैं व्हाट्सएप पे भेज रही हूँ लिंक नहीं मिला आप लोगों को
नहीं
आपको नहीं मिला
व्हाट्सएप पे भेजना